Hello and welcome to the Cypress workshop. In this first lesson, we will be preparing a registration test for Parabank website. We will also cover how to push our changes to GitHub and prepare merge request. Let's get started by setting up our Cypress and writing our first test. Let's open Visual Studio Code. Let's choose a folder for this project. I will create a new one, give a name Parabank Workshop. Select this folder. I open terminal. So before setting up the Cypress, I need to check that I have already installed Node. Yes, it's already installed. After, I need to install Node Package Manager. After that, we can see that package JSON already installed. We have here. After, let's install Cypress. Once Cypress installed, open Cypress with the following command: npx cypress open. Cypress will open test runner, and let's create a new test file for our registration test. So we will need to choose end-to-end testing. We agree that we want to add these configuration files. So open it in Chrome browser. Let's create new spec, create spec, okay, run. And we can see that Cypress prepares some default tests which open this website, example.cypress.io. After, I need to return back to our repository, our project, and we can see Cypress automatically adds Cypress folder with this structure end-to-end, where we can find our test pictures for test data, support for creation, our custom commands. So let's create registration tests. Let's open this class and rename it to registration. Save it. Here we can see method describe. It describe means that it's a group of our test cases, and it's used for individual test case. So group will be have name registration test, and here I will give a name registration. And we would like to use this one website Parabank, and I will paste it here to visit method and save it, and we can see that. So Cypress will open this page. So Cypress will open our website, and I can see here that viewport set it wrongly, and I need to set up first of all this viewport. I can set it before opening this page, that Cypress open me page with this viewport 1980. 1080, 1080. Save it, and we can see that we have some mistake here. I need to do it here. So it's opened correctly. So after that, I need to check this page. I can inspect it and find some selectors here. I can see here input class with this username name attribute have a value username, and let's check it. This selector, this attribute, for example, input have attribute name with a username value, and we can see that this page have one selector of the one. It means that selector only one in our page, and I can use it. So I want to get this selector, and I can click it or type something. It's input, and I would like to type there some information, for example, some email, for example, test.com. Save it and let's check it. Does it work? Yes, it's working. So we want to prepare registration test. Let's click on register. So open it on another page. Register. Yeah, it's here. So I have already opened register page in our Parabank website, and I need to find some I want to inspect this first name input. For example, I can see here that we have here input with ID attributes. That is perfect. We can tap on Ctrl F, and it will be open this for finding strings, selectors, or XPath. I copy input, add here. I need to find this ID attribute with the value. It was customer first name. So we can see that on this website only one selector with that ID. Let's copy it and paste on our code and type there some random email. So I would like to recommend you to use Mail. So let's write here Parabank 1 is created, perfect, and paste to our code. Let's check it. So yeah, I forget to click on register button. So in Cypress we have some functionality which can find automatically some buttons, some selectors. For example, I can use this one, and it's very easily to prepare a selector, and I can use it, and just I want to click on that, save it, and we can see Cypress click on register button and write this our email and first name input. So I can see here that in first name I have written email which is wrong. We can fix it very fast. That we can change text here, and I would like to write there in this input name because it's name of the customer, and we can continue to find selectors through inspect. You can find IDs here, attributes, and just copy this ID and change here, and we can see that it's only one selector on the on this web page. Write CI get with this selector and type their customer last name, and you can continue preparing this test this day. So I have prepared code for you. So let's save it, Ctrl S, and check it. So we can see that Cypress can see these inputs and write there some information, some strings, name, last name, address, and others. And we need to click on register button. We can use inspect. We can see register button. This register button have these attributes like a type, class, value. I would like to use value, for example. So this attribute have a value attribute with a register value, and we can see that it's only one selector on this website. I would like to write CI get paste it and dot, and we can see that Cypress can recommend click here and save it. Let's check it. So nice, signing up is easy. So I can see here that this username is already exists. Let's verify it. Just write login test. I would like to copy this class and paste it here in this folder end to end. Change the name, delete copy, and opposite registration. I would like to write login. So we don't need click on registration button and others. We just need to change the input, inspect the page. Let's find this input. This input have a name, username. I click on Ctrl F. I can see that it's input. Input have attribute name. So let's find one more time. I can see their attribute name, which have value username. Paste it and verify that it's only one selector on this web page. Yes, it's true. Go to the code, paste it, and let's make it the same for password input. I can see here name, password, name attribute with password value, paste it here in this selector, this attribute name control, and we need login button. Login button have a name username, which is second one. So let's try. Yeah, I can see here this is input, which have value button, so attribute with a login value. Yes, it's only one selector on this page. I would like to write here, say get with this selector. So I would like to choose dot, and I can see here what is the methods Cypress can recommend for us. Let's here click, Ctrl S, save it, and let's check. Yeah, we need to choose here another test, login test, and verify that this email is existed already on this website. Yes, we can see that we go to the banking, we can go there, it exists, and we can verify it by URL. You can see that on this homepage we have a index/index in URL, and after login URL was changed by overview word in URL, and we can verify that this is true. I would like to write CI Cypress, which means Cypress dot URL, that we want to work with the URL, this text overview dot contain or opposite. I need to write overview in contain. Save it and let's check. No, it's not true. I have a mistake here. So let's fix it. So CRL contain, I can Google it. Let's check documentation. And we can find here. Yeah, for example, here, this is true. Copy it, paste it. And this means that in URL include this word. Delete it, save it, and check one more time. Yes, it's true. Test is written, registration test is written, and login test, which verifying that this account is already exist and registered, and we verify that URL is correct. So, and last thing, we need to add git ignore and push it to git, this repository, our changes, our commits, and prepare merge requests. Let's do that together. Let's create new file .gitignore. Let's add this node modules folder to this gitignore. We can Google it here. Gitignore generator for Cypress. So I would like to write here Cypress EO, for example, create, and this website create for us it ignore automatically. These comments we can delete. We can see here that it's blocked for pushing to repository, Cypress results, reports, screenshots, videos, but we need to block Cypress node models folder node models. Save it, and after we need to initialize repository. Let's create it. It's initialized. Let's create the commits. We can see here that node models is not blocked for pushing. We can see that I can push it, and it's written that I have a 6,000 changes. Is not true, so I have a mistake. Node models, let's check it. Yes, so I want to copy and paste it here, save it. Yeah, so we can see here that node models is ignored for Git. So first of all, I would like to add to our repository these configuration files: package.json, Cypress config, example JSON, commands end-to-end without changes. I would like to write here, for example, first commit, committed. Commit means that we can save it in our local for Git. After we add these tests, for example, I can add here message, add login test, committed, and registration. Add registration test, commit, and add git ignore. Committed, publish the branch, publish to public repository, Parabank workshop in my GitHub. So successfully published on my GitHub. Let's check it. So navigate to the Git, and we can see here that Parabank workshop is here in our repository. In main branch, we can create new branch. For example, for your homework, we can give new branch name. For example, feature negative registration test. Feature / negative registration test. Create new branch from the main. So branch is prepared. Navigate to the Visual Studio Code, change the branch, it's here. And we can, for example, prepare a new file here or new test which will have negative registration test, and we can write here opposite name, some number, save it, and let's create merge request. Negative test commit, synchronize changes, push it to this new branch and check it in GitHub. So we can see here that it's updated 7 seconds ago. We can create pull request, negative tests. So I would like to add here negative test for registration, create pull request. So here we can see that GitHub automatically checked that this branch has no conflicts, and we can pull it to the main branch, pull it this negative test for registration to the main, return to this. And now we can see that based on commits that negative test registration test was merged to the main. I can show you visually that first of all we create new branch from the main, and after we add some changes, negative tests, and after we merge it to the main. So let's repeat the same. Good luck, and I will prepare for you conspect regarding these tests, how we write it, this code, and I will explain you one more time in conspect how it's working and how to prepare merge requests. Thank you.